Welcome one and all to another Sealess Saturday with So Villainous and Evil. How you doing, bud?
It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me.
It's
Hey, it's
May.
May.
It's May.
It is May.
How are you, bud?
I'm good, buddy. What's up with you?
Same bat channel, same bat station, as they say.
Yes. Good evening, Miss So. How are
Miss
you
Lowe,
Monday?
welcome to the game.
Miss So, Gabe has a new number for us to hit her up. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
1-800 Miss So.
1-800 Miss So. Yes. Feature anytime for love advice, for lottery picks, and your winners of the next NBA finals. Yes.
Oh, she picked the Warriors, huh?
She did not pick the Warriors. Unfortunately. No. She's a Bulls fan. I think Masso's a Bulls fan from Chicago. But she should be mad at the fact that the Kings took Zach LaVine and I can't remember the other player.
Hey, did the Warriors win on Friday night?
Oh, you mean last night?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, so now
They
it's
dropped They dropped the ball on that one. It played in our home court. Lost by 7.
3-2. 3-2.
Yeah, I have a thread with a couple of prominent names in the comic business, and all I hear was, not I hear, but what I read is like he hates the world of sports right now because the Warriors lost.
Well, I mean, I'm not a big basketball fan, but I wanted the Warriors to win too. So
Well, there's still Game 7 tomorrow.
yeah, I know.
It's in Houston, right in the belly of the beast. A Game 7 when you're you're I don't know, when you drop the ball when it comes on when you had a 3-1 lead and completely blow it. I mean, you had one game they could have finished it out like Game 5, but decided not to show up. It's just, you deserve to lose. But then again, the Warriors are old.
Yeah, well,
Their 3 aging stars are above north of 35.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler,
Steph Curry, and
Draymond Green.
Yes. Yeah. This era, I guess the millennials now, right? They're the millennial stars that are probably aging out. Then we'll get to see the Gen Z stars making a run to be the next face of the NBA.
So who did your team get in the draft?
Dodgers.
They're in first place. That's how about them Dodgers.
Yeah, sure.
They are in first place still.
I know.
They're 20-10.
They're
20-10. They're 22-10.
Fucking Giants dropped the ball to the 5-25 Rockies. They lost on Friday but won yesterday. So there's a 4-game series. So they should be playing today and tomorrow.
They were playing today. They had a home. They were up 2-1, and then they came back and lost.
Fuck. See, when I don't know, man. When you're up against a team that's really like complete underdogs and you lose to them, and you're automatically slated to win against this team because they're underdogs. It just seems like you're not living up to the expectations that like all these talking heads like us like put up in the world, and everybody believes it. Like, oh shit, they're that good. Honest,
but again, it's baseball. It's 260 games or 230 games. Losing one or two.
162, 162, right?
That's a whole shitload of games. So it doesn't really matter if they lose a couple games at the beginning of the season.
If you're north of 80 wins by the time October comes around, and you have a chance to make it in the postseason. Then yeah, it should work out as long as you keep your winning percentage above north of the loss. Still, man. I think for people here in Northern California, they've been spoiled by having good teams like the Niners, the Giants, the Warriors. There's
the Sharks.
the Sharks. There's championship pedigree there, even though Niners lost the last 2, 3 Super Bowls. You know that what am I trying to say is that
Still, we have winners. We got a
yeah,
pedigree of winning here.
yeah, the identity that they should be winning.
The A's are doing very good, but they're no longer a Bay Area team. They're a Sacramento team.
They're Bay Area adjacent.
Yeah, Bay Area adjacent. I like that name. I'm going to use.
They're north of the 80, Highway
North of
80. So they're like it's still a Bay Bridge series, but they're completely 60 miles of the Bay Bridge.
They're the Carquinez Bridge series.
Yes, there you go. There you go. That sucks for Oakland. That
Sucks
to lose 3 franchises. I mean, granted, the one moved across the bridge, but the other 2 are moved. One will move to Vegas, and then the next one
moving to Vegas too.
Moving to Vegas, if everything falls through for them.
Yeah.
But
well, good for them.
I know, right? So
they have to go where the money is, and what is it? Sheldon Adelson is putting out a lot of money, so there we go.
Oh, same guy that owns the Mavericks.
Same guy that owns the Mavericks.
Oh no! Well, Sheldon's dead. It's the wife, and then the son-in-law currently have controlling, the controlling part of the Mavericks ownership. I think Cuban himself has less than 35% of the team still, so he's just a partner.
Yeah, I'm partnering with a big mouth.
Hey, he got plenty of
money, yeah,
profit from that sale of those shares of the team, but then you can't make none of the calls anymore.
Yeah,
hence the Luka Doncic trade.
Yep, whatever.
Which played out pretty well since the Lakers lost.
Yeah.
I'm
not a Laker fan. I don't like LeBron.
I just don't understand how your taste in teams is kind of like not centered within an area.
No,
you're not loyal to your I guess your home.
I like the A's when the A's were in Oakland.
Okay.
I like the A's when the A's were in Oakland. Yeah, they never really got the props that they should from winning as many World Series as they did. They always were the underdog to the Giants because the Giants, for some reason, before they won any World Series, the A's already surpassed them by 6, I think. So
okay, it's because of history. Because Giants came from the East Coast, from New York, or the original New York team that moved over, just like your Dodgers, and that they already had that prominence, even though they haven't won.
The A's came from Kansas City, so they.
Oh, they did. Okay, I didn't know.
They came from Kansas City.
Wow. Oh.
Kansas City, here I come. They got the prettiest little girlies, and I'm gonna give you one.
Well, shit. I guess the A's is like that boyfriend that just wants to stay until shit goes downhill, and all of a sudden he just bounces, right?
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
It's like, I'm done with you, Oakland, and I'm done with you, Kansas City. I'm just gonna go to Vegas now.
You're gonna go to Vegas. First, I'm gonna go to Sacramento for a couple hours. Then
Sacramento is just a holding pattern since he's got to take the flight out of Sacramento International to go to Vegas.
Is Sacramento an international flight? They have international flights out of Sacramento?
But it's only international tours, Canada, Mexico.
I didn't know that.
But they don't do like overseas Asia flights.
Yeah,
at least not yet.
I only flew out of Sacramento one time in my life, so everything's been out of either SFO or LAX or Oakland.
Oh, for like straight international to go to Japan and Thailand.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to take that into consideration for our little winter trip here. Well, SFO already I know of because that's where I fly out of.
We're at SFO.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I thought we were making plans to do that. I thought we were gonna.
We are. That's why I'm
Okay,
a
okay, 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 okay.
consideration on like, okay, maybe the other airport will offer a better pricing than having
Oh
to
yeah,
fly.
usually when I find something cheap out of LAX, I'll fly Southwest to LAX and then, like the same day, like say all flights international leave at midnight, so you fly the day to LAX and then you just stay at the airport and then you just fly out of LAX.
Yeah, but I don't have that patience.
You
Like,
don't
I
have
gotta
that
just hop
patience?
on and go. I can't
Oh,
just go like take a hopper and then go on the big one because that's
okay,
16 hours.
okay, 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 okay,
Right, and I'm already adding an hour to the 16 hours to go across
okay,
the
okay,
ocean.
okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, Miss Sell here says we're not getting any younger. We're plan trips with each other while you can.
Absolutely, Miss. So I agree. You want to come with us?
Well, as long as planes aren't crashing over there.
Yeah,
If plane crashing here, but not crashing over there.
yeah, yeah. I'm all for that.
Yeah, we know we can count on international travel and airports to land a plane.
Oh, I thought I sent you, but I didn't send you like the 10 worst airports in the world. Guess who's number one?
Uh, Kennedy, SFO, LAX.
You're not even close. Not in this continent.
Oh, Philippines.
Yep. Worst airport in the world is Manila International Airport.
Oh, I could have told you that.
Well, why didn't you guess it?
I thought your list was gonna be just in this continent. I didn't
Oh
know.
no. When I talk airports, I talk all around the world.
Okay, world traveler. It says I can't travel anymore, but you guys go. Just go. Don't waste your life inside like me.
Oh, why can't
We'd
you
love for
travel?
you to join us on the travel, Mitso.
Yeah, we love you, Miss O. You got love
Yeah,
here.
you've got to see the world with us, and yeah, and enjoy it. Enjoy the
How do,
spoils of
how do you do that? Is that
your life.
how it's done?
What are you doing?
I like peace out or whatever it is. Isn't it like that?
Oh,
Isn't that-
okay. It looked like because you're German, you're doing the other one.
No, my fist is tight. Not like this. My
Alright.
fist is tight.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's that. It's
Yeah, it's
that.
peace.
Oh, it's that. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Health
didn't know.
issues.
That's all that young kid stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Health issues. Yeah,
I think
talking
that was
about
like
health issues.
that was more
can't go
towards
to
your
health-
the prime of your teenage years is where they were doing this during the whole Malcolm X cross colors stuff.
But they weren't pounding on their chest. They weren't pounding. It was just like peace.
No,
Like,
some were like yeah, or so one, yeah, or
oh,
one.
I hear that nice music in the background. Get to Japan, man.
Oh,
I've been to Japan a couple of times.
well, didn't you say you lived there for a summer?
Yep, I did.
Yeah, give us a little story about that.
Well, it was.
What
cool,
did Michael
but-
do in Japan, and when did Michael go to Japan to live there?
93? 93?
Michael?
Maybe 94?
94. This was post CFL.
Yeah. I went over there to visit a friend, and they got me a job teaching some English, and then it was cool. For the first
You
month,
taught English?
yeah, I speak English quite well. I think
I thought you meant like English lit, but it's just a language interpreter.
yeah.
Were you quite versed in Japanese, or you were just
No, I had a Japanese translator in the classroom with me.
okay?
It was just English conversation, you know. Just,
Conversational English. Did
yeah.
you teach him all the bad words, Mike? Just like
No.
anybody teaching anybody else a
No,
second
no,
language, start with a bad
no,
word.
no.
No,
Not me.
that's disappointing.
I'm gonna teach a whole bunch of 13-year-olds how to
Well,
say
it's like, hey, how do you say spit in my mouth in Japanese?
"Ha chui."
There you go. Very nice. Where else do you want to visit one day? I've heard Ireland and Scotland are beautiful.
Oh my God! The worst place in Europe is Ireland. That is the worst.
Why be the worst, Mike?
Because it's dingy and dank, and you think the Emerald Island. It's not emerald at all. It's gray and it smells like shit because they use peat as their way of fuel.
How's the food there? I mean, and when did you go and then experience Ireland? Uh-oh. The wheels are turning, but it seems like
2002, 2003.
okay. How long did you stay?
A week and a half.
Did you have any semblance of a good time in Ireland? That was just
not until I got
vacation, right?
not until I got back to the UK. I mean, back to London.
Ah, so London over Ireland.
Either or. If you're going to Europe, that those are the places not to go because there's nothing really to do. It's dank. It's dirty. It's sooty with coal. Yeah.
Is it cold? Is it hot? When did you go? Like in the middle of winter? Summer?
I went in May. I went this time.
Okay.
It's cold and foggy and dank. It's dank. That's how you say not dank meaning the pot you smoke, but dank meaning it's gray
musty. It's got
gray. It's gray.
Okay.
It's gray. It's gray. And a lot of rocks.
Is the only thing worth visiting in Ireland is the castles and
their castles. Their castles suck, man. They're all broken down and tore up. You want to go to castles, you go to Germany. I know I'm from there, but Germany has the best castles. That's why Disney made his castles from the castles from Germany.
Oh, he modeled the castles from Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised that the UK didn't have any like existing castles that at least rival Germany's castles.
Yeah, that's what I give it.
So it says visited Frankfurt, Germany as a kid and Toronto in Canada for a weekend.
Yeah.
Toronto.
I like Toronto.
I love Toronto. I have family out there. I'm there once every 5 years, but that place is
that's
is,
good
is
enough.
fun.
I mean, what they're cousins. There's more Asian population in Toronto than any other place besides Asia.
Well, Vancouver is close to. I mean, their Chinatown is pretty dope. It's the food scene there is crazy good next to Toronto's.
So how's the weather there in Chicago? I'm just curious. Is it starting to get summer, or is it still cold?
Toronto is one of the cleanest cities I've ever seen. That is true.
You ain't been to Germany or Japan yet.
No, she said she went to Frankfurt as a kid.
You still remember it as a kid?
And she said it's finally getting nice out in Chicago or Illinois.
Or
as the French would say, Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah.
I guess you took French in high school, huh?
Hell no. Unless you're in Canada, then French is a secondary language.
How'd you know how to say Illinois?
Oh,
just
it
guess.
was on somebody's bit or one of the stand-up comedians I listened to, and
oh, really?
Yeah. You kind of get everybody's like accent because there's Spanish and French are somewhat similar in phrasing.
Really?
But if you can mimic the accent, then you could mimic and hide with the people. You know?
I thought Tagalog was closer to Spanish than French.
No, there are Spanish words in Tagalog language, but it's more closer to Malay and Indonesian language.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? I learned something tonight. See that's why I like to be on this show, because you learn something.
Hey, that's what we do: is entertain and educate. Even though we're villains, we're
still educating.
yeah.
Educating
Look
the
at you. You're the language English teacher.
Well, I taught conversation. That's
Yeah, and then Luke is a
Luke is a teacher.
yeah. Luke is a teacher. He's English literature teacher.
There we go.
Yeah, that guy can spit some poetry. If you get him drunk enough, Luke will spit you some poetry.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I forgot what he said. It was beautiful. It was about a cosplayer that we met at a convention.
He spit freestyle, huh?
Oh yeah, that
Oh
is
wow.
creative. That is creative. Misso says Frankfurt was awful and cold. People were
Awful and
cold
cold.
too.
Awful and cold. Wow.
When you say people are cold, meaning they're assholes in Frankfurt, right? Is
Really?
Frankfurt on the east side of the
No.
previous wall?
No.
Okay.
No. That's where all the Americans are and the bases are out.
I've never been to Germany, so I don't know my geography there.
Yeah, that's in the Rhine area. That's in the Black Forest area.
Okay, so as a German, is there still hard feelings between the West and the East?
Oh yeah, of course.
How can you tell?
Well, the West is modernized and westernized, and the East they're still like the buildings and the cities all still look all drab and dreary from the Soviet.
But it's still pretty much Eastern Europe type, like
yeah. Where I'm from, it's really shitty. Yeah.
Okay, so they were haven't modernized to that part, and
still poor.
Is that why? Or not why, but is that where that right wing, the Reich, REIC right wing party, kind of like originates from, because it still wants to be part of the.
No, I think
communists.
I think they still they're from the east. I mean, not from the east, from the west. They're all.
So they're pretty much spread. Okay.
Yeah.
Same foreign. Some
If
foreign.
Did you ever see a movie called Atomic Blonde?
No, I've never. I've heard about it, but I've never seen it. Go ahead and elaborate.
If you want to see a movie about what Germany looked like to me, watch Atomic Blonde.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. I mean, the only thing I remember like anything of Germany was from Eurotrip.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
I forgot what was the city that the guy was mentioning. But it was pretty funny. Some foreign cities just don't like Americans.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Yeah. The orange turd still didn't help that. No, he didn't. Yeah.
Yes, it's Charlize Theron. Yeah,
yes, Charlize Theron. Did you see the movie, Miss So?
Good action flick. She saw it.
Yeah, well, good.
Now
you
she's
know
from
what
South Africa. She would know what a dystopian city would look like, right?
Yeah, well, that's what it looks like. That's what it still looks like.
I can only assume that the East Germany and South Africa go like, if you get a photo of them, it would still look the same to either one from South African to East German. I'm only making assumptions, and you know what that means.
Yep. So Miss So's
making an ass of me.
South Africa? Really? I didn't know that Miss So was from South Africa.
No. Miss Charlize Theron is from South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. kind of
I thought she was Australian at first, but that was Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman's Australian. That's a big drink of water right there, Miss Kidman, right?
Yeah, and the other one was a trip to me was Keith Urban is Australian, right?
Yeah, he's a cowboy from Australia.
How
Yeah.
how
Take
how
it,
does a how
take it
does
and
an
grin it.
Australian accent in a Texas cowboy accent like mix? You know, I
You,
haven't
you
heard that guy speak.
let me tell you, you're in Texas for a week. You're saying y'all
Okay,
because you hear it all the time. Y'all.
but when you start out with an Australian accent and then you mix in the Texas drawl,
Well, you get the twang then like that.
okay, that just would be weird. I wonder if like if the sound of his voice will just make people orgasm, right? Because it's such a unique sound coming out of his mouth. Where Australian and y'all Texas accent coming together, you know.
There you go. You got it going on, boy.
Hey,
Yippee!
blame the Lone Ranger. I grew up on that shit.
I love the Lone Ranger, Tonto too. Yeah.
why
So-
why name the Indian Tonto? That just fucking racist.
What's wrong with Tonto? I mean,
Tonto means stupid in Spanish.
yeah, but that's
But what?
they were speaking in Cherokee, so Tonto means something else in that language.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to Google that later.
You can-
There we go. There are actually a lot of areas are now built up and modern in South Africa, but the news never shows those areas or Africa in general. I mean, apartheid is kind of this the theme, and
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you know why? Because China's foothold in Africa is getting so large. That's why. America just want to show them with the progress, showing that what China's doing there in Africa.
investing
That's why-
in a country that gives you resources is good business, but also you're taking advantage of that, like how we took advantage of China when it comes down to the cheap labor.
Yep.
Yeah, they end up prospering in the end, just like China did when we use them as cheap labor. Now they're doing the same thing for Africa.
So, Red,
Capitalism at its best.
what did you cook to dinner tonight? I'm just curious because I seen some pictures of some chicken. You had chicken?
Yeah, there was two marinades that were made. There was a sweet one and a salty one, and I only showed you the sweet one because I had good caramelization on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the salty one was just straight dry, but it still had flavor, but it didn't permeate enough to like get into the meat. So all you got it was on the outside. That definitely, I should have glazed it a little bit more with some kind of teriyaki to offset it, because all you got was just chicken flavor. You know, chicken tastes kind of bland.
Yeah.
Even though it's a dark meat, you have flavor, but you kind of want to enhance it. You want to add, salt, pepper, garlic, and whatever, and you want that flavor to inject into the meat. But it's only been sitting in the bowl for like less than 45 minutes before I stuck it on the grill. Turned out still good, and still, when you have to gild it a little bit, meaning that the marinade time needs to increase in order for the flavor to really permeate into the chicken.
Is that because you were pressed for time? That's why?
I'd say pressed for time. I just wanted to cook something and then I wanted to try it out. Yeah. Plus, I got a new egg grill, so I want to.
Oh, you got one of those egg grills that look like
No,
an
it's
egg.
not like the egg smokers, but it's just your generic Weber egg. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Since my big one, the gas burner, stopped spitting that propane, so I use it as another smoker. But still, that takes more coals than the little egg one. I got better results with the egg one because it's brand new, it's small, kept the flames low, so it was slow cooking and smoking in that egg. While the other one is like an out, it has so much airspace in there that if I have to increase the volume of the coal, I get more burn. They also get the meat gets dry.
Okay. Oh, I learned something there.
Yeah, there's a science to this grilling and barbecuing shit. It's weird. The closer you are to the heating source, the more I don't know. It all affects your food like dramatically. So you end up like if you have high heat, you end up repeatedly soaking the meat in your marinade or keep glazing it in order to keep it moist. You don't want dry meat. You don't want dry chicken or dry beef, right?
No.
You kind of still want it juicy and bleeding by the time it hits the chicken.
Yeah.
You don't want the chicken to be bleeding. Yeah.
But I want my steak to be raw though. I like it raw. I don't like it medium. I don't like it well done. I like it raw.
Like how much of I guess are you more super rare or you want medium rare where at least an eighth of an inch of the exterior crust has to be cooked?
I want it super rare.
Oh wow, you want it out of the cow and freshly cut.
Well, not that much, but I want it to still be pink, Just
that's just searing the meat outside, and then hopefully there's enough sear and heat going inside to keep the meat warm. Otherwise, if you just sear the outside, the interior is still going to be cold. It'll be like a frozen burrito inside.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's heated throughout, but I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it like all like gray colored. I want it.
Yeah, well, that's why for a steak like that, you kind of want to let it sit in the smoker for at least 20 minutes. That way, you can get the interior temperature where you need to be, and still be bleeding.
So, what interior temperature do you do? Like 160, 140? Do you use a thermometer to check your meat?
No, I do the hand test.
What do you talk? What's the hand test?
The hand test. Okay, so if you don't make your hand to a fist, and just tap your meat or your this little web part of your thumb. That's rare. Okay, if you make it to a fist, that's well. So the more you kind of adjust your hand, is how the meat's gonna be cooked.
I guess I want it like this.
Yeah. You want that consistency all over the steak. That meaning that it's already hot inside, but yet still pretty red in the middle.
Yeah.
Just eat it raw. Risk the food poisoning. Actually,
you can eat meat raw. It's what's French are famous for tartare, which is raw meat.
It's not that. I think we're just gonna get more food poisoning anyway since the FDA start. Yeah, their funding has been cut. So yeah, happy salmonella steaks, everybody. And with the cost of toilet paper going up, invest in a bidet.
Yes, I'm all for bidet. They're the best.
Yeah.
They're the best.
True, we're all doomed. Doomed to use the toilet. So, you know what? It's just best to make every toilet, which is already our non-gender specific, it just sees assholes. So yeah, if you got shit in the available toilet. Because you'd have salmonella poisoning.
Speaking of doomed, I did finished up some painting today.
How'd it look?
I think I need to put a couple more clear coats on it, but it's coming out fine. I'm gonna be ready for the show. It's gonna be ready for the show.
All right, good. Well, speaking of Doom, I mean, we didn't get to see him on
any trailers.
On Thunderbolts, but we we got a little bit of taste of what's to come. What we're at, phase 6?
Phase
Is
6
this
of
phase 6
phase.
now, or is this
It's
the
phase
end of
6.
phase 5?
I thought it was phase 6.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right. So yeah, Mike and I saw Thunderbolts separately, but in order for us to really have an opinion on the movie, because if we went together, then of course we'll
We'll be slapping each other on the head or something like that. Go,
yeah,
woo, woo, woo.
then we'll come up with something like, something we could agree with, or something that we'll have like a message that'll just that we will agree on. But kind of, it's good that we watch it separately. At least then we get our opinions could differ.
I actually seen it twice. I seen it on Thursday, then I seen it on Friday with my friend, my other friend, Victor.
No, your OF, your other friend.
Victor.
Oh, that's my other friend too. How's he doing? How's Capsule Christ?
Capsule Christ is doing fine. He's shaved his beard and he made these. I don't know. God, I'm bad at describing things. He made him like thunderbolts on the side of his face, and he's got this little bit of goatee that looks like a I don't know. It's
Did
funny
it look rad? If it's rad, then cool.
it didn't look rad. It looked like a bad anime.
Oh.
But he's gonna shave up.
Did he try to do a Tony Stark kind of style? Is that why?
It was more like a Tony Stark if Tony Stark was a wizard.
Okay, I can see that. Well, okay, so you saw it twice. I'll probably go watch it again tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, what's your opinion so far of the Thunderbolts movie? And do you want to spoil it for people, or do you just want to keep it a general take?
I'll spoil it. Let's go right down to the dirty.
All right, go ahead. Good start.
Thunderbolts is a decent movie. It's I think it's more regular for kids, like from 10 to 15 years old.
Okay.
I got that feeling that Fahey, do I pronounce his name? Fahey. What's his name?
Feige.
Kevin Feige. That one.
Be careful there, Feige.
Oh, okay. Feige.
Feige
Was shooting for those kids. Like, it was more of a Disney-made movie. I thought it could have been a little more grittier with the characters that they have, being the Thunderbolts being Marvel's version of Suicide Squad, but it was made for kids. It was a kid movie. Yeah, that's what I got the feeling out of it.
Okay, did it feel like it matched the energy of the two Suicide Squad movies?
Yeah, it matched the energy of the two Suicide. I didn't like the two Suicide Squad movies very much either, but the second one was a little better because I liked the villain Starrio, because that was a true villain in the comic book world.
Okay.
That was JAL's one of their first cosmic villains in their fighting series. But this one, we'll go back to Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts. I thought it started out with a fight scene when they were trying to, when they were being eliminated. I thought that was good. Then all of a sudden it kind of just malaised into some little bit of slapstick and that. And I didn't like how they did Sentry. I think that was the main reason I didn't like the movie as much as I would. Sentry is Marvel's version of Superman, and he has the same powers as Superman. According to Marvel, he's the power of 1,000 exploding suns. So I mean,
I heard that. They even quoted that. They even quoted that in the movie.
So yeah, not letting Superman be Superman. I didn't like it. And in the comic book, there is the dark version of Sentry, and he is called Void. But Void doesn't do this like telepathic, make people disappear. He's just Superman as a bad guy. So he's General Zod in the comic book world. So I didn't like how they made this completely new power that he puts everyone in this
Void.
and so I just I didn't like it, and I didn't like how they made kind of fun of people who have some kind of mental health, because they made Bob Century kind of stupid at the beginning, and it made him kind of dopey and like.
I don't think they were aiming for dopey or retarded. I think they were aiming for just a guy who is very timid and unsure of himself.
He came off dopey.
Okay. Because we're talking about Bill Pullman's son, and and Bill Pullman himself is not a great actor. He's an, I don't know, not a day player. He's a.
Well, remember he played Dumb and Dumber, right?
Bill Pullman, Dumb and Dumber? No, that was
Dumb and Dumber?
No, that was
Jeff Daniels. Daniels, sorry.
Yeah. Bill Pullman played the president on Independence Day.
Yeah. You're right. I get it mixed up. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I mean, so I didn't like the mental health aspect of it all. I know.
Was that in the book? Was that in
the comic? Yeah, he has mental health problems. Yes, he does. But he's not a complete
what?
Stupid. I mean,
well, maybe that's how it came off to you, or how he's portraying it.
Well, how did it come off to how did it come off to you? Didn't he? Was he silly?
I'd say he's bipolar, like me.
Well, like me too. I'm the same.
But he's got this the second personality, which is Void, because he speaks to himself, and that being the guy that comes from abusive family, that you kind of have to go within yourself to go hide, because you have nobody in your circle to keep you company. Bill Pullman, the Serpent in the Rainbow. Yes. He Bill Pullman was the star on the Serpent in the Rainbow.
Stove in the house.
Great callback on that one. Great callback. Yes. And also, he played a husband of a CIA director, a former CIA director on Equalizer as well. So he had a little bit part there. I can't remember any of the other movies. There's a few more. But going back to, yes, he to me, he came out to be just like a mental patient. Not a mental patient. Somebody who just came from a broken home. And they come off as stupid, maybe little goofy, but that's like somebody coming out of a cryogenic chamber, stuck in there for months, and then trying to get his bearings.
I
understand where you're coming from, and I can see that.
I'm bipolar, but I'm not stupid.
You're not.
So I mean, I just kind of took offense at how they took the whole mental health thing.
I see it, but they kind of made up for it at the end where they showed his origin and how he came to be. Even
in the last room.
Yeah, they did, but they did a shit job of fleshing it out, because the runtime was already long, and I think there's just way too many characters where everybody needed their screen time to be, be equal. That's the story will have to suffer for that.
Yeah, well, there's only one character that had the most screen time, Elena.
Yeah, which I had no problem with, because she's beautiful on the eyes. Florence Pugh is a beautiful actress, and you know, I'm glad that they didn't kind of like dwell on the past and make her story be like, I gotta live up to my sister's legacy and yada yada yada. You know, she's coming on her own and doing the shit from where they left off in Hawkeye. You know, doing contract killings for what's her face, not Yelena, but damn, I can't remember her name. Well, Julia Louis Dreyfus. She is really pretty.
Allegra De La, whatever the last name was.
Yeah, something like that. But still, you get it. And,
as I call her, Amanda Waller from Marvel Universe.
Yeah, and then Bucky coming off of Captain America 4 and Falcon and Winter Soldier, plus with a U.S. agent. I mean, they're coming off those storylines as well, and we gotta get caught up on. Bucky's a junior congressman, and U.S. agent is a guy on the run, also working for Valentina.
There we go, Valentina.
And then Ghost, who was
Valentina
with just, huh?
Who's working for Valentina too?
Yeah, but before that, she was supposedly be with
Ant-Man.
Who?
Wasn't she in Ant-Man and
Ant-Man 2, but she was with I forgot the character's name, who played by Lawrence Fishburne. But Lawrence Fishburne was the original Giant Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just seems like that story has yet to be fulfilled when it comes down to her origin after post Ant-Man 2. And what a waste of a character, because she was kind of in most of the trailers. Yeah, Taskmaster gets like eliminated on the get-go. And now you got a question like, was that really necessary?
Yeah, a great character gets shot in the head instantly.
Yeah, I get that it pushes the story along in order for them to like have some kind of loss, and then figure having real world repercussions when it comes down to what they were doing. But it's just the waste. Like but again, in order to move the story, you needed the tragedy, and killing off Taskmaster, I don't think was a great call. But whatever. Hopefully they'll bring her back as another in Secret Wars or the Doom Doomsday, yeah.
Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah. And but the movie itself was pretty solid. Yes, I did get the kiddie feel into it, but I still think that it didn't really match what happened in like Avengers Endgame. It was still good enough to like say it was better than Captain America 4 when it comes down to like the ensemble movie.
Oh, the ensemble was good.
Yeah,
I agree. I would have picked different characters for Thunderbolts, but I would have took it closer to the comic.
There's a play into that too. There's a play into that name, but
oh yeah. It was her 5th grade soccer team from Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah, and I think the fanboys are going to be screaming because these were supposed to be William Hurt or Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah. This is Thunderbolts. Those are the Thunderbolts. Yeah, that's it.
Those are the Thunderbolts.
Thaddeus Ross's Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Thaddeus Ross, but it's not Thaddeus Ross's running. It's Valentina.
Yeah,
and they're not really the Thunderbolts. At the end, they are the New Avengers.
Yeah, the New Avengers with a Z.
That was a great little not outtake, but a little post credit scene there
Postcard
with that.
again. We are the Thunderbolts.
And I'm glad David Harbour is the comedic entity in this movie.
Yes, he
Is
is.
much needed.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Bucky nor Black Widow, Ghost,
White Widow.
yeah, and even Taskmaster, Sentry had that kind of timing, or even have the comedy chops to really pull the stuff off. So yeah, David Harbour, perfect as Red Guardian.
Alexi.
Sorry, Miss Silver, kind of spoiling it for you and everybody out there listening and watching.
Okay. I mean, they're comic book fans. They understand.
Yeah.
They're ready for it. They're ready for it. They know who the Thunderbolts are if they're the comic book people.
Yeah.
They know it's Thaddeus Ross's people, not.
And the only thing I disagree with the movie was the use of Sentry too, and not because the way it ended, it's just the fact that you have 3 super soldiers, 1 person that could phase in and out of a matter. You have an assassin, going up against an overpowered super being. There was no way for them to win in a battle. And so they would have to go into his head in order to control him. Like this was a no-win situation. I would have been okay with them losing.
It would have been better if they did lose. Yeah, huh? I agree. It would have been better if they did lose. Yeah. I'm all for it. It'd been better if they did lose. Well, they kind of did lose, but I mean, they didn't really lose.
Yeah. And oh man, and the spin that Valentina did actually all throughout the movie, because it kind of mimics what real life is in politics, where they take a certain situation and make it like, yeah, they meant to do that, and they're gonna spin it to fit their narrative to make them still look good within their voting base.
Yes, exactly.
Valentina, Julia Louis-Dreyfus made it work and believable. Like, oh shit, am I watching Fox and Friends here?
Exactly. That's what I got when that last 20 seconds of the film when they bring out with the cameras at the end.
Yeah,
I thought it was Fox and Friends. Yeah, you're right.
Wow, it's nice. It's nice to have that little bit of a little connection to the real world, and because we also got that from Captain America 4, and then we got it from the first Black Panther. When the first administration, because we got that little that speech by T'Challa at the end, where when about building bridges instead of walls.
Yeah,
it's very it's supposed to hit somebody, kind of jab at them, and hopefully it kind of get their attention. Overall though, the movie, I would say, pretty solid. I'll probably go watch it again, and just for the fact that the 2 post-credit scenes, one was just for comedy and the other one to move to the next chapter, because we're gonna get Fantastic Four in July during San Diego Comic-Con weekend. So at the end of this new Avengers Thunderbolts movie, we get to see the Fantastic Four enter the 616 universe, and that's gonna play into Fantastic Four this summer.
Yes, it's gonna go into Secret Wars too, because Reed Richards is read the comic book.
Yeah, give us a little rundown of that. Like, well, what is Reed Richards' importance in the Secret Wars?
Well, he plays off of Doom, which he does in all of his comic book anyways. It's 2 intellects fighting each other. They don't really fight with with their fists. I mean, they do, but I mean, they're mainly fight with their intellect.
Okay.
So,
And we're getting the infamous Iron Man or infamous Doom. So as Tony Stark playing the character Doctor Doom, are we gonna get the real Doctor Victor Von Doom sometime in the future?
well, I think we're gonna get Victor in Secret Wars.
Okay.
We're gonna get the Tony Stark Doom in Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday.
Okay. That'll be fun.
And I don't know why because he's in that series he really doesn't fight. He fights the whole Marvel universe in it, not just the Avengers. So I don't know how they're going to do that. They got to add a whole bunch of characters in, but maybe they're going to just
there's still plenty of post credit scenes are still unrealized. Like the post credit scene on the Marvels where we get introduced to the X-Men universe. And then Ant-Man 2 or no Ant-Man Quantumania, with the thing with Jonathan Majors still kind of in the media, you're gonna have to shelve that project. And then Loki season 2, that still hasn't been realized. Where like, will he come back? Will that Loki come back? Come out of the tree and then get involved? And
you know something. I just had this thought since you brought these other movies up. A character that I really like in the Marvel universe is Adam Warlock, and they really did not justice to Adam Warlock. And I feel that in this movie they did the same thing to Adam
Sentry?
Warlock to Sentry. It was they were identical characters. How they were
in power sets, even, but with Adam Warlock, because he was removed out of the chamber very very early, that he didn't really matured or gestate long enough to become the Adam Warlock that you know in the comic books. And maybe that's the whole point of him joining the Guardians, is for him to grow up. And then we'll just get to see that in Phase 7, because we still have to get through the other storyline in Star-Lord when he comes back to Earth, and how will he play into Phase 6, right? But with Sentry, I think Sentry's going to play more of the Adam Warlock role when it comes down to Doom.
fighting.
Yeah,
Fighting.
because he's already super powered, but he's still mentally fractured.
Well, Thor kills Sentry in the comic book.
I did not know that, but I could also remember that they did mention that when Sentry was talking about he has the powers of the Avengers, especially the one
Plus
god.
One god, yeah.
Yeah, which meant Thor. So that's gonna play into a future movie, hopefully.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
You know what? We just have to. We have to keep on living, my friend, and try to get through the next phases of the MCU and to enjoy it together, because it's great entertainment for us and gives us something to talk about, and gives life purpose for us to like keep on going.
Yeah, exactly. Comic book nerds love to make fun of or put down comic books and comic book movies, because that's what we do best.
Well, sure. Come on, there's gonna be changes in the movies that that's not gonna match the source material, and because the licensing issues early on, and some characters,
Sony.
Yeah, some characters just not gonna work out or need a change in order for them to fit the narrative of that story to move forward. So we have to be a little bit understanding of the switcheroos that we yeah, we could complain about it. Oh shit, it didn't match the book. Like fuck, let them cook, man. Let the creators create, and we can complain and or enjoy it together.
Yeah,
That way,
exactly.
at least
That's
gives us an outlet to complain on here or give it praise.
yes. So if you're
So
giving it,
agrees,
so
and the
agrees.
trailer looks decent for Fantastic Four.
Yeah, don't you love the 60s looking costumes, the powder blues, or as I call them, the 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 San Diego Charger colors?
You don't want to go to North Carolina Tar Heel colors?
No, I like the powder blues. I like the powder blues.
I thought those were the North Carolina Tar Heel colors with powder blue.
The powder blues is the San Diego Chargers when they wear their powder blue uniforms.
Oh, all right, they're interchangeable. I mean, one's East Coast, one's West Coast.
Well, I'm gonna always go West Coast on it. But don't you like the powder blues on the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The navy blue, like the modern one, the modern Fantastic Four that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed kind of muted. And the baby blues, the baby powder blues, I it's very eye catching to the eye.
Yeah, it's eye catching. Yeah, especially Ben Grimm with a turtleneck.
Yeah,
I love Ben Grimm with a turtleneck.
it it covers up Ben Grimm's bits. If you know what I mean.
So he didn't have to CGI too much. Those CGI drawers didn't.
Because we had practical effects Ben Grimm in the first Fantastic Four movie, and we had CGI Ben Grimm. I think he had hot pants. Did he have hot pants on there?
Yeah, he had hot pants.
So we get fully suited Ben Grimm, which is cool. It also kind of, I guess, a throwback to their spacesuits, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a cool summer, especially when, you know, like how Deadpool Wolverine came out last year, the same weekend at San Diego Comic Con. We're gonna get Fantastic Four this year. That, you know, you think they're gonna prepare something for the Hall H and the exterior crowd to partake in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of the Comic Con, I just want to let everyone know that this is the first year after they sold tickets to the hotels. They had hotels being released after the ticket sales because they didn't all sell out. It's the first time ever that ever happened in my recent history going to Comic Con.
So you're saying that because of the fact that the hotel prices have increased, now a lot of them got booked because people got scared, so they go to a second round of bookings and then having to readjust the prices that way they can get actual people to book their hotel.
Correct. Because usually after the first round that
they're already filled. Yeah,
they're already filled. This is the first time ever that I got another email saying that there's hotels still available. Come at first come first serve. There was no lottery. You just went in there that morning at 8:00 and you went to the hotel listings and you booked your hotel right directly.
Well, they fucking learned a lesson then, because if you fucking increase your prices, people are not going to go book your hotel.
Well, yeah, I agree. Yes. That's why I brought it up, because we're talking about Comic Con, and I was letting the people out there know that this year something like that happened.
I know the shit's gonna go up in prices, and especially going to convention. And the not the business, but I guess in the hobby that we're at, all this stuff here that we're getting right now at a certain price point is gonna go up.
It's going up.
And then the supply for items like these, like Marvel Legends, are gonna go down because
Hasbro already said they're going up.
They're going up in price, but also they're going to be more limited because the production run and the cost from bringing them over from the manufacturer is going to cost more. So if we're talking about 143% increase on there, fuck, these are already $25, right? 100 plus 143%. We'll call it 150 flat. We're talking $75 at least.
Yep.
With the taxes already.
With taxes. Yeah, I'm actually a little scared of my collecting is gonna go downhill.
You know, at least if we go to the artist tables to get art, those will be tariff free.
Those will be
Okay.
tariff free. You're right. You're
Okay.
right.
Yeah. The toys, the books, because books come from Canada. They get some comic books do get published there, and yeah, those are gonna be costly this year. So I think most people will be watching their pennies when they get to any kind of convention this year, especially this summer when once the the tariffs kick in soon.
So,
Yeah.
so in a comic book rating, what do you give the movie?
Oh shit! We're at that point, huh? Okay. 9-0.
9-0. Wow,
9-0.
that's pretty high.
I know, and because there's a couple of spine ticks in there, very noticeable spine ticks. It's still passable, I would still rock the 9-0 and display it. If
You would
that's
rock it?
in comic book terms. What would you score it?
I was gonna go low. I was gonna go 8-0.
8-0. Wow, because the way they had treated Century.
Yeah, the way they treated Century. Yeah,
That's a big. I guess. I would say. What's another comic book term that we? I guess there's a big dog ear in the book that the very noticeable and very annoying defect on the book that kept it from being perfect. Okay.
Yes. I like the buddy scenes, but how they treated Void, I can't forgive them for that.
Okay. Before we go here,
they could have made Superman and made Void.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
And I think the reasoning for that because Superman is coming out this year as well. That they didn't want to be compared to James Gunn's Superman. They wanted to give him flaws and not be the perfect Blue Boy Scout.
Well, he does have flaws. I mean, I was all ready for the flaws. I just didn't like how they. As I use this analogy to talk to Victor, because Victor's not a comic book guy. He doesn't collect comic books. He doesn't read comic books. He reads manga and all that kind of stuff. But Void is Zod. Sentry is Superman.
Okay.
They're the same guy.
So, do you think that the Thunderbolts itself should have been a Disney Plus movie, and that not Disney Plus show, and spread out for 9 episodes in order to really flesh out all of the characters in there and their origin stories, instead of just squeezing everything into a 2.5-hour movie?
Yeah, if it was Thunderbolts was a Disney Plus show for 9 episodes, I thought it would be a lot better, because you have so many diverse characters in there that are both jack-offs. Most of them are jack-offs in the comic book world. That it would have been better. Yeah.
Okay. All they could do is learn from and then listen to us. They don't have to take. They don't have to take our suggestions, but maybe
they could make a Daredevil movie and make it a 2-hour movie, and it would have been better.
Well, with the 2-hour Daredevil movie, I think it'll be more centered around a certain plot. But with the Daredevil Reborn, there were so many subplots going on that you needed to spread it out between episodes, and that's why it worked out. Even though there's like 2 or 3 episodes where they were just fillers. Yeah, it's long form storytelling is just best in episodic bites than just one big spoonful of a movie. Yeah,
one big spoonful. That's what I'm worried about. Fantastic Four might be a big spoonful, but it looks like they're going to put it into 2, because at the end of the trailer, the last trailer that showed the Fantastic Four, you see Galactus walking through Manhattan. His foot, his boots.
Okay, he makes contact with Earth, and Okay, let's just see how it plays out by the time it hits movie theaters in July. Again, we're gonna have to plan our San Diego Comic Con weekend accordingly to A, go to the convention, and then B, find a day to go watch that movie that same weekend instead of just go partying out with the nerds on the street.
Yeah,
which is I'm okay. I'm okay with.
I'm okay either way. Yeah, but we did it last year. We'll do it this year.
All right. Well, we'd love to take Miss So to hang out with us here in San Diego and hang out with all the nerds. So
the mecca of
nerddom. So yeah, if you guys wanna meet up with us, just message us through our socials, and then we'll set it up here.
Yeah, we'll set it up. It'd be great.
It'll be fun. So, Mike.
Yes.
Anything else here before we go?
No, Red. Thank you for everything, and I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you too. It's always fun playing radio with my friends here. Missed a couple of guys. You know, they're still doing their little side projects. So hopefully we'll get everybody back on board and give you the full Voltron treatment of everybody on the screen.
Voltron treatment, great analogy. I like that. Voltron.
We're just the two legs of the robot.
I'm just the left leg.
Yes, and I'm the right one. Oh, actually, I'm the right arm. I'm the red arm, the red lion. All right, everybody. We will see you next episode, right. And thank you for joining us here, Mike. I also see you
cosplays
on our thread with the rest of the nerds. And yeah, have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Sealess Villains podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook